In North Korea, guys, you get executed right now if you read a Bible or if you have a Bible. And this is especially the harsh on the defectors. I just shared the article. When North Koreans escape to China, most of them women, and most of them get raped and sold and human trafficked. And then a lot of them do get reached by Christians. And there's a group that I just learned about called Open Doors USA. And I was also rescued by South Korean Christians. They give a shelter to North Koreans and tell them about real God, that, God who is merciful, who forgives you, who loves you. And a lot of Koreans, North Koreans too, do become Christians. So when you send back to North Korea, the most vigorous interrogation is they are filtering out if you are a Christian or if you have ever been contacted by a Christian or been to church. And in a way, I think because Kim Jong-un knows that as soon as North Korean people learn about real God, then people gonna demand the liberation and rise and fight for their freedom and their dignity and glory of God. And that's why Kim Jong-un cannot let the real Christian God to come to the country. And look at South Korea. Even they were the poorest country after this persecution. South Korea, the really Christian community is booming. We know that whenever there's a God, there is a morality, there is a distance, there's love, and there's prosperity goes with Christianity. And look at the example of South Korea, that's why North Korea is determined to ban this religion to come into North Korea. And it's horrible that this regime is supported by China, and seeing the persecution of religious groups, especially Christians and women and human rights, the international media and the mainstream media do not talk about any of this. I mean, imagine right now, guys, 50 to 70,000 human beings, their crime is owning a Bible. Their crime is believing in God. And now, they are in a gas chambers, like that Holocaust, in that situation, and we do nothing about it. It's just shame on us and shame on humanity if we do not fight for these people. Thank you so much. So, 여보세요. Are there North Koreans trying to set up a free enterprise, like selling as a swap mean? I mean, North Korea is a socialist system. Trading is illegal. The worst word that you can use is using the word profit. And therefore, it's hard to set a free enterprise if it's not a socialist country, right? In the socialist, this is what really upsets me. People saying, oh, there's a difference between communist and socialist. And then I ask them, what is the difference? They give me all sorts of reasons. The reason why, even when people say in America, oh, I'm a democratic socialist, so I'm not a North Korean type of socialist. Even the democratic socialism means the government controls means of production, who gets what to produce, where, how much, right? And even in democratic socialism, the private property is banned. So yes, democratic socialism is evil, as evil as communism. Putting a word democratic there doesn't make anything. It does not hide the evilness of socialism, this ideology. And that's why North Korea is Democratic Republic Peoples of Korea, right? So whenever people are using this democratic freedom or whatever words, putting in justice, social justice, whatever this is all evil nonsense. And so guys, I hope that was the beginning. I don't know how many people were aware that North Korea is actually the worst place for the Christians to be in. I mean, any place to be in, there's no place like North Korea that are oppressed. But also people don't understand how vigorous, how evil they are persecuting Christians and having any faith. And why also Christians especially being targeted, because the North Korean regime disguised in the image of God and brainwashing North Korean people and controlling them. And I really thank you guys for coming here to educate yourself. Please keep sharing videos so the world really know about this Holocaust, this tragedy of our time. So now let me start answer some of your questions. So Ryan, if you are not a socialist at 20, you haven't got a heart. If you're not a capitalist at 30, you haven't got a brain, Winston Churchill. If you're not a socialist at 20, I mean, I love Winston Churchill, but the thing is, to me, is being a socialist means like heartless. I know that what socialist does, right? So what I hate about socialism is this division between people. They always divide people between the oppressors and oppressed. So there, you cannot really love each other when you are like thinking somebody's oppressing you. So I don't even know that in theory socialism doesn't sound good to me. So many people say, oh, socialism sounds nice, theoretically sounds amazing, and it's like the beauty of heart it shows. And you know, and then they tell me, but it is not in human nature us to be equitable or being fair, as if human nature is dirty and greedy. Therefore, socialism is in theory a wonderful thing, but doesn't work because human nature is evil. To me, is well, I'm like, let's talk about the human nature later, but socialism on theory is unbelievable. It does not respect the human dignity. It does not believe in individuality, right? So therefore, somehow there should be a power like a government needs to come in and decide what is good for me. How is that a good theory even on paper? That theory sounds the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I don't even know what is good for me. Like, how many people know like what they want for even dinner? Like, whenever I go to the restaurant with my girlfriends, do you know how long it takes for us to order a food? I mean, they go back and forth. This like, so when I was in New York and right now I should go to restaurants with my girls. We have girls' nights, and then they go like a website, Yelp, and like looking at the reviews, what dish is good, what is good. I mean, for them to deciding what they want for dinner takes at least 30 minutes without exaggeration. So how the heck somebody who was elected in government, who never met me, who does not know my tendencies and history, cannot decide what is good for me? Like, how the heck do they know that? So this thing is like, it's not because your heart is good that you are socialist. To me, it's like because you are so dumb, or you're ignorant, or you're just pure evil. That's why you think it's good. I do know there are people really with good intentions, with a good heart, become socialists. I do not deny that. But I think to those people, you are misled. I'm not gonna like put up these nice words and try to make everybody feel good. No, there's only two types of people when they become socialist. One is really just naive and misled and misinformed and do not understand what this thing is. And they become a socialist with good intentions. And the other person is pure evil. They want control. They want to oppress others. That's why they become socialist. There's no middle ground. Because this ideology is not because human nature is greedy and bad. Because this ideology itself is so flawed. It is so evil. It diminishes the human potential. So that's why it's just really sad, like whenever I meet people, oh, like because you're greedy that you are not a socialist, then like no, that's not true. And that's why we need to tell people exactly what socialism is. We cannot just playing this card anymore, like, oh, it sounds nice, on theory it's nice thing. It's not nice. It's very pure evil. That is socialism.